Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome back to Motive English, your cozy place to practice real English conversations and learn naturally. I'm Emma.
And I'm Alex. We're so happy you're here with us today. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling okay, but a little tired. How about you, Alex?
I'm good. Actually, something small happened today that made me feel really calm.
Oh, tell me.
I was waiting in line at the coffee shop, and someone let another person go ahead of them. No big drama, just a quiet act of kindness. And you know what? It made me smile and feel calm.
Wow, that's beautiful. Quiet kindness. I love that. It's simple, but it sticks with you.
Exactly. Small things really matter. And maybe some of you listening right now need that little calm moment too. Just one small moment to pause.
That's right. Today, we're talking about something really important, something we all need.
Yes, today's topic is how to love yourself more than anyone else. Not in a selfish way, but in a healthy way.
Healthy self-love means respecting yourself, taking care of yourself, and not abandoning yourself. It's about being kind to you first.
And don't worry, this is perfect for B1 level learners. If you're intermediate, great. And if you're a strong beginner, don't worry either. Just follow what you understand, repeat useful phrases, and let the rest wash over you.
Yes, even listening like background music helps you learn. English is everywhere if you let it in.
To help you today, we'll share some simple habits you can use in real life, how to treat yourself better, what to say to yourself on a tough day, and how to start stopping that harsh self-talk step by step.
And we'll show real situations, like at work, with family, with friends, in messages, and even during daily small moments. We want it to feel practical, not just theory.
Quick reminder before we begin, if you enjoy this episode, please like and subscribe. It really helps Motive English grow and reach more learners like you.
Yes, and leave a comment after listening. Just one small sentence is enough. For example, this week I will be kinder to myself by...
That's perfect. And remember, even if you only take one small idea from today, it counts. Every step matters.
All right, let's start our calm English journey together. Take a slow breath, in and out. No pressure, no rush. Just be here with us.
Yes, let's enjoy this moment. And by the end of this video, you'll have one small, powerful habit to start loving yourself more than anyone else.
Are you ready? Let's dive in. All right, Alex. Now that we've warmed up, let's dive into the first big idea today.
Yes, and honestly, this one is simple, but it can change a lot.
I'm intrigued. Tell me, Alex, what is it?
Here it is. The way you treat yourself becomes your standard.
Your standard? Can you explain that a little?
Sure. Think of it like this. The invisible rules you live by. The ones you don't even announce, but people feel them.
Oh, like the way you behave sets a tone for how others treat you.
Exactly. It's like an inner price tag. Not about money, but value. The way you value yourself quietly tells the world, this is what's okay for me.
I like that. Because when you value yourself clearly, other people usually follow your lead. But if you don't, you start teaching them something without even realizing it.
Yes, like when you keep saying yes, even when you really want to say no.
Oh, guilty. I've done that.
Me too. And at first it feels nice, helpful, kind, reliable, but slowly it turns into a habit and then a role. Suddenly you're the yes person, even when you're exhausted.
Yes, I know that feeling. So, boundaries are really about protecting yourself?
Absolutely. Let me give a small story. A few years ago, a friend used to message me late at night, not every day, but often, and I would reply, even half asleep.
Oh no, I can imagine.
Yeah, I kept telling myself, it's fine, I'm just being nice. But little by little, it started to wear me out. My energy was leaking, slowly but surely.
That kind of nice can really steal your rest.
Exactly. And one night, I didn't reply for just 1 hour. And the next day, my friend texted, "Where were you?" in a serious tone, like I had done something wrong.
Oof. That moment hits hard. You realize the expectation was already there.
Yes, I had trained people to expect instant access to me without meaning to.
So, the lesson isn't to stop being kind, right?
Right. Kindness is amazing, but it needs a limit. Kindness needs a line.
Ah, and that's what boundaries are.
Exactly. Boundaries are your personal limits. What is okay and what is not okay. And Emma, think of boundaries like doors.
Curious. Doors?
Yeah, not walls, doors. You can still be warm, still invite people in, but you control who enters, how long they stay, and what behavior is allowed. And when you need rest, you close the door.
I like that metaphor. So saying no is like gently closing a door, not shutting the world out.
Yes, and here's the interesting part. When you set a boundary, some people might feel uncomfortable.
Yeah, especially people who benefited when you had no boundaries.
Exactly. And it doesn't mean they're bad. It just means they're not used to your new standard.
That makes sense. So the change starts inside, with you believing you deserve better treatment.
Absolutely. Boundaries are not just for other people. They're about your own belief in your value. And when you start setting boundaries, the way you treat yourself becomes your new standard.
Wow. Powerful. Okay, so here's a small exercise for our listeners. Think about today. Where do you feel drained? Where do you feel you give too much? And notice, where a boundary could help.
Yes, even small steps matter. Say one kind no this week, or one moment where you step back for yourself. You don't have to do everything overnight.
Perfect. And a quick vocabulary reminder before we move on. Standard, your personal rule or expectation. Boundary, your limit, what is okay and not okay. Available, when you have time or energy to respond. Overwhelmed, feeling like there is too much going on. Reliable, someone people can trust and count on.
Keep these words in mind. They'll help you understand yourself and explain your limits in English naturally.
And remember, loving yourself starts with noticing these small things and being gentle, not harsh, with yourself.
All right, Alex. So now that we've talked about boundaries, I think the next piece is really deep.
Oh, yes. This one hits close to home for a lot of people. I'm talking about self-worth.
Self-worth. I hear that a lot, but I think people confuse it with approval from others.
Exactly. And that's the trap. So here's the principle. Your worth is not up for discussion.
Wow. That already feels like a heavy truth.
It is. And I want to make it really simple. Self-worth means you believe you have value as a human being, even on bad days.
Even on bad days. That's key, isn't it? Not only when everything goes well, or when I feel productive, or when my English is perfect.
Yes, and that's where most people struggle, because they link their worth to validation, getting approval from someone else.
Oh, guilty. I've been there, waiting for someone to like my post or comment on something I did, and then feeling small if they didn't respond the way I hoped.
Yes, that's exactly it. Let me share a story. A while ago, I posted a small thought online. Nothing big, just a short message. And one person wrote a really rude comment.
Oh no.
Yeah, and immediately my mood changed. Just like that. One tiny comment and I felt crushed.
It's like they had a remote control for your feelings.
Exactly. And then I realized I was borrowing my worth from outside. I was letting someone else define how I felt about myself.
Wow. That hits hard. So self-worth is really about keeping that power inside, right?
Yes, and that's why this phrase is so important. My worth is not up for discussion.
That's powerful. I can even feel it in my chest.
And here's another one you can use every day. I am enough even while I'm improving.
That one feels like taking a deep breath after running. Light, relieving.
Exactly. And here's the magic. When you start believing that, you stop living for the audience.
Living for the audience. That's such a clear image. Like, I'm done performing. I just exist.
Yes. And meeting yourself like that, that's where self-love really starts.
not with big, fancy words, but with honest noticing.
Noticing myself without performing, without worrying about what people think.
Yes. And here's where it gets personal. Self-awareness comes first. You can't love yourself fully if you don't even know yourself.
Oh, I see. And self-awareness means noticing feelings, triggers, needs, without judging, right?
Exactly. And triggers are interesting, like little buttons. Something happens and boom, you react. Maybe anger, sadness, insecurity, whatever it is.
Yes, I know that feeling. One comment or message and suddenly I'm a mess.
Right. So a simple exercise for our listeners. Ask yourself, what drains me? What gives me energy?
Like doom scrolling at night? That drains me for sure.
Yes. Or certain people, conversations that feel heavy, those are battery thieves.
Battery thieves. I like that metaphor. And noticing that isn't blaming, right?
Exactly. You don't say, I'm weak. You just notice. This drains me. I need to protect my energy.
That's freeing.
And that's where validation comes in. If you depend on validation, your confidence becomes fragile.
Fragile. Like a glass that could shatter at any moment.
Exactly. One small critique, one critical comment, and suddenly your mood crashes.
Nod slowly. Crash. Yes. Emotionally crash. That's exactly what it feels like.
Right. And the key is, self-worth isn't fragile. It's internal. It doesn't crash because of one outside opinion.
So, one small step could be repeating those affirmations daily. I am enough. My worth is not up for discussion.
Yes. Say it when you wake up. Say it when you feel that inner critic getting loud. Say it even when you make a mistake.
It feels strange at first, but in a good way, like planting seeds.
Absolutely. And the more you do it, the more your boundaries, your no statements, even your kindness become rooted in self-respect rather than fear or guilt.
Wow, I love that. It's like everything we've been talking about is connected. Boundaries, self-worth, validation, all part of one system.
Exactly. And listeners, remember the vocabulary here. Self-worth, believing you have value, independent of others' approval. Validation, external approval or confirmation that you're good enough. Fragile, easily hurt or broken, like feelings that can crash. Criticize, pointing out faults or mistakes. Crash, emotionally fall suddenly, like a mood dropping.
Keep these words in mind because they help you talk about your emotions clearly in English while also noticing them in real life.
And remember, building self-worth is a practice. It's noticing, affirming, protecting your energy, and repeating those affirmations often.
I can already feel the difference just thinking about it.
Me too. And that's the goal. Slow, small steps to internal strength so the outside world doesn't control your value.
So, Emma, now that we've talked about self-worth and validation, let's move into another powerful idea that connects everything we've discussed so far, and that is self-awareness. Honestly, this is one of the most life-changing skills a person can develop, not just for confidence, but for emotional peace and energy management.
Self-awareness. I hear that word often, but sometimes it feels a bit abstract to me. What does it really mean in daily life? Like, what does it look like in a normal day?
That's a great question. Let's make it very simple and practical. Self-awareness means noticing what's happening inside you, your feelings, your reactions, your thoughts, and your energy without immediately judging yourself. It's like observing your inner world with curiosity.
Noticing without judging. That sounds peaceful, but honestly, it also sounds difficult. Most of the time when I notice something about myself, I immediately start criticizing it.
Yes, and that's exactly what most people do. For example, you feel tired, and instead of saying, I need rest, you say, why am I so lazy? Or you feel nervous and think, what's wrong with me?
Yes, that happens to me. The judgment comes automatically and quickly changes my mood.
Right, but self-awareness is different. It's like taking a small step back and simply observing your experience. You notice, oh, I feel stressed, or I feel low energy, without attacking yourself.
So it's like watching your emotions instead of fighting them and trying to understand them first.
Exactly. And when you practice this, you start understanding something very important: what affects your energy and what changes your mood.
Energy is such an important word here because sometimes we don't realize how certain things slowly drain us.
Yes, and that brings us to another key idea: triggers. A trigger is something that creates a strong emotional reaction inside you, sometimes obvious and sometimes subtle.
Can you give an example so our listeners can understand clearly?
Sure. Imagine you wake up calm, but then you read one message or comment online, and suddenly your mood changes completely. That message was a trigger.
Oh, yes, I know that feeling. One small thing can affect your entire day.
Exactly. Another common example today is doom scrolling.
Oh no, not that.
Doom scrolling means spending too much time reading negative news or social media content, especially when you cannot stop, even though it makes you feel worse.
And after that, you feel heavy, anxious, and mentally tired.
Right. That's because your energy is being drained. When something drains you, it reduces your emotional or mental strength.
So self-awareness helps us notice these moments when our energy is slowly going down.
Yes. Without self-awareness, you just feel exhausted and confused. But with awareness, you notice patterns and understand your reactions.
That awareness gives you the power to choose differently.
Exactly. And it's not only activities like social media that drain energy. Sometimes people or environments can drain us too.
Yes, certain conversations leave you feeling heavy inside.
Right. Maybe someone constantly complains or criticizes. After spending time with them, you feel emotionally tired, and self-awareness helps you recognize that feeling.
So instead of pretending everything is fine, you ask yourself why you feel so drained.
Yes, that's the idea. You become curious about your reactions, and this curiosity leads to better boundaries and energy management.
But there's another thing that drains our energy a lot, and it comes from inside us.
Ah, yes, the inner critic.
That voice never seems to rest.
Exactly. The inner critic is the voice inside your mind that judges you and creates negative self-talk.
Like when you make a small mistake and the voice says, you always mess things up.
Yes. Negative self-talk means speaking to yourself in a harsh way, and it slowly damages confidence.
And we often believe that voice without questioning it.
Right. But self-awareness helps you notice it as just a voice, not reality.
So instead of believing the thought immediately, you observe it and create space.
Yes, you notice the inner critic and choose a kinder response, protecting your emotional energy.
That sounds very freeing.
It is. To practice this, take a quiet moment today and ask yourself 2 questions. What drains me and what gives me energy?
Simple but deep questions.
Exactly. And remember, self-awareness is not about becoming perfect. It's about understanding yourself more each day.
So, Emma, we've explored boundaries, self-worth, and self-awareness, and now we're moving into another powerful part of loving yourself, the ability to bounce back from difficult experiences, forgive yourself for mistakes, and discover joy in small, everyday moments. This is where self-love becomes practical, something you experience daily, not just an idea.
I really connect with that because life is never perfect. Everyone faces challenges and disappointment, but many people struggle to recover emotionally after difficult moments. What does it truly mean to bounce back in a healthy way?
That's a great question. To bounce back means to recover after something difficult happens. When life pushes you down, you slowly stand up again. You may feel pain or frustration, but you don't stay stuck there. Instead, you reflect on the experience, learn from it, and move forward with more wisdom.
So bouncing back doesn't mean avoiding failure or pretending everything is fine. It means accepting what happened and choosing your response afterward.
Exactly. People who practice self-love don't expect perfection from themselves. They focus on progress rather than flawless results. They understand mistakes are opportunities for growth, not signs of weakness.
That feels comforting, especially in a world where there is so much pressure to always be perfect. That pressure can create anxiety and fear.
Yes, the idea of perfection often becomes a heavy burden. When you try to be perfect, you become afraid of mistakes and judge yourself harshly for even small errors. That's why self-love includes forgiveness, especially self-forgiveness.
Forgiving yourself sounds simple, yet in reality it's difficult. Many people replay their mistakes repeatedly in their minds.
That's true. But forgiveness means releasing that emotional weight. You acknowledge the mistake, take responsibility, learn from it, and then allow yourself to move forward instead of staying trapped in regret.
So instead of saying something harsh like, I failed, you respond with kindness and say, I made a mistake, but I am learning.
Exactly. That compassionate mindset protects your emotional energy and supports growth. And alongside forgiveness, self-love also means noticing joy, especially small moments that people often ignore.
Small moments of joy. I like that. Many people chase big achievements and overlook simple experiences.
Yes, joy doesn't always come from major success. It can come from everyday experiences, enjoying a quiet moment, completing a task, learning something new, or simply feeling peaceful. These small moments create emotional balance.
And when you notice those moments, life feels more meaningful, even without big changes.
Exactly. Confidence grows from these small experiences. Think of building a wall brick by brick. Each small success and positive choice adds another brick to your confidence.
I love that image. It makes personal growth feel realistic and possible.
And when you focus on your own progress, you avoid something harmful called the comparison trap, constantly comparing yourself to others.
Yes, comparing yourself to others can quickly destroy happiness and motivation.
That's why self-love encourages you to focus on your own values, what truly matters to you, not what others expect. Instead of asking, am I better than someone else? You ask, am I growing according to my values?
That shift creates inner peace and genuine motivation.
Exactly. Let's look at a practical example. Imagine you make a mistake at work and feel embarrassed. Instead of criticizing yourself repeatedly, you reflect on what happened, learn from it, forgive yourself, and try again. That is bouncing back.
Or if you plan to study English for 1 hour but only studied for 15 minutes, instead of feeling like a failure, you celebrate those 15 minutes as progress and continue the next day.
Yes, self-love is not one big action, but many small daily choices that build strength over time.
We can also give our listeners a simple exercise. At the end of the day, ask yourself, what is one small win I experienced today?
And another practice is to think about a small mistake you made and say sincerely, I forgive myself. I am learning and growing.
When you practice these habits regularly, you change how you see yourself and how you respond to life.
Yes, as you practice forgiveness, celebrate small wins, and live according to your values, you become stronger and more confident.
That's what true self-love feels like. Gentle, patient, and encouraging.
Exactly. Loving yourself means helping yourself grow even after difficult moments.
And every time you bounce back, you become stronger than before.
Yes, and over time, that strength becomes part of who you are, supporting you throughout your life. Emma, now that we've explored all the key principles of self-love, I think it's the perfect moment to slow down and take a calm word tour. Let's revisit the vocabulary we've used in this episode and gently reflect on how each word connects to loving ourselves.
I love that idea. Sometimes we learn a lot in a session and the words fly by. Taking a moment to really notice them helps them settle in.
Exactly. Let's start with the first words we introduced in Section 2, standard and boundary. Remember, the way you treat yourself becomes your standard. It's the example you set for your mind, for your behavior, and for others.
Yes, and a boundary is like a little door you create around yourself, saying no when you need to, taking space for rest, or limiting things that drain your energy. Boundaries are a gentle form of self-respect.
Right. And when you notice yourself saying yes to everything, or replying late at night when you're exhausted, that's a signal. Maybe your boundary needs reinforcing.
I like thinking of boundaries as caring for your own energy. They're not walls, they're guides for kindness toward yourself.
Perfectly said. Then we moved into Section 3 with self-worth and validation. I love this pair because it's so central. Your self-worth is the value you carry inside. It's not up for debate. And validation is what you might get from others, which can be fragile and temporary.
Yes, I think we all borrow too much worth from others sometimes. A negative comment online or a critical remark can make us forget our own value. But noticing that difference between self-worth and external validation is so freeing.
Exactly. And that awareness allows you to say things like, my worth is not up for discussion. It's like an armor you wear inside, gentle but protective.
And we practice self-affirmations for this, like saying, I am enough, or I love myself as I am. Those simple sentences really do help remind the mind of its own value.
Moving on to section 4, we explored self-awareness, trigger, drain, doom scrolling, inner critic, and negative self-talk. These are all words about noticing what affects your energy.
Yes, I remember doom scrolling, spending time online, seeing negative news, and feeling heavy afterwards. Self-awareness helps us notice that drain before it becomes overwhelming.
Right. And a trigger is any event, person, or situation that sparks a strong emotional reaction. By observing the trigger instead of reacting, you protect your energy.
And the inner critic, oh yes, that voice inside that says you're not good enough or you always mess things up. Negative self-talk can sneak in quietly, but with self-awareness, we notice it without believing it.
Exactly. Observing your inner critic creates a space where you can respond with kindness rather than harsh judgment. This is powerful because it turns energy drain into energy protection.
And when you notice the negative thought and say something gentle, like, I'm learning, or this is okay, it shifts your energy. It's like giving yourself permission to be human.
Beautifully said. Then in section 5, we explored bounce back, joy, forgiveness, perfection, comparison trap, and values. This is where self-love meets resilience and happiness.
Soft smile. Bounce back is such a hopeful word. It reminds us that even if we fall or make a mistake, we can rise again. And forgiveness is letting go of guilt or anger, especially toward ourselves.
Yes, and joy is noticing the small, simple moments of happiness that often go unnoticed. A warm cup of tea, a kind word, or finishing a small task. These small moments build your emotional strength brick by brick.
And the comparison trap can steal joy if we're not careful. When we constantly measure ourselves against others, we forget our own journey. Focusing on values, what truly matters to us, keeps us grounded and aligned.
Absolutely. And remembering that perfection is not the goal is freeing. Progress, learning, and gentle self-care are what really matter. Mistakes are part of life, part of learning, part of growth.
Yes, it all comes together. The words, the reflections, the actions, they guide us to treat ourselves with patience, respect, and kindness.
Exactly. And for our learners, the beauty is that you can revisit these words anytime. Pause, reflect, and notice how they connect to your daily life. They are not just vocabulary. They are keys to understanding yourself and your self-love journey.
And taking a calm word tour like this can really help the mind settle after all the new ideas we've learned. It's like giving our brain a gentle hug.
Yes, a gentle hug indeed. So as we end this recap, remember that self-love is not a single action. It is practicing boundaries, noticing triggers, forgiving yourself, celebrating small wins, and living according to your values, step by step, word by word.
And even just reflecting on these words quietly today can be a small act of self-love.
Exactly. Take a moment to breathe. Think about one word that resonates with you, and notice how it feels in your body. That's your calm word tour in practice.
That feels peaceful. I like this gentle reflection.
And with that calm reflection, our learners have a strong foundation to take the next steps in their self-love journey.
Emma, now that we've gently reviewed all the key vocabulary and reflected on each word, I think it's time to leave our learners with one important principle to carry forward.
Yes, a principle that they can really apply in daily life. Something they can hold on to when they feel tired, overwhelmed, or uncertain.
Exactly. And that principle is simple yet profound. The way you treat yourself teaches others how to treat you.
That really resonates. It reminds me that self-love is not just about feeling good inside. It's also about showing others through our actions, our words, and our boundaries that we respect ourselves.
Right. And when you start practicing kindness toward yourself, setting boundaries and forgiving yourself, it communicates to the world that you value your own well-being. It's subtle, but incredibly powerful.
I think it's also freeing, because we often focus so much on what others think or do, but this principle shifts the focus back to ourselves. Treating yourself well becomes a guide for everything else.
Yes, exactly. So today, let's give our learners one small actionable step they can take this week. It's something simple, realistic, and yet transformative if practiced consistently.
I like that. Something that feels doable, not overwhelming.
Right.
Here's the action. Choose one boundary to set this week. Say one kinder sentence to yourself, or practice one small no without explanation.
I love that. Each of these actions is small, but it sends a clear message to your mind and to others that your well-being matters.
Exactly. For example, if you notice someone asks too much of your time, try saying a calm, polite no without feeling the need to explain yourself. That's a small boundary that protects your energy.
Or if you catch yourself thinking something critical, like, I can't do this, replace it with a kinder sentence. I'm learning, and it's okay to take my time. That's gentle self-respect in action.
Yes. And even one small action done consistently builds confidence and reinforces the principle that how you treat yourself sets the standard for your life.
And I think it also reminds learners that progress is gradual. One step at a time is enough. You don't need to overhaul everything in one day.
Absolutely. Self-love is a lifelong journey, not a quick fix. Small, intentional actions accumulate over time, like drops filling a bucket. Eventually, you notice the change. More calm, more confidence, more resilience.
And the important part is that learners don't need to feel guilty if they forget one day or struggle. It's normal. Every small effort counts, and each moment is an opportunity to practice again.
Yes. And now, before we end, let's remind our learners of a simple call to action. If you found today's session helpful, take a moment to comment below with one small action you'll try this week. Like the video to support this content, subscribe for more English learning and self-love guidance, and maybe watch the next video to continue your journey.
And remember, it's not about perfection. It's about showing up, noticing yourself, and taking one small step at a time. That's already progress.
Exactly. And as we say goodbye for today, I want to reassure all learners. Be patient with yourself, celebrate small wins, and know that every act of self-kindness makes a difference.
Yes. Treat yourself with care, respect your energy, and take comfort in the gradual progress you make. Each week, each day, each choice matters.
That's right. Keep practicing, stay gentle with yourself, and remember, the way you treat yourself teaches the world how to treat you.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Take your small steps, celebrate your wins, and we'll see you in the next lesson.
Goodbye for now, and take care. Your self-love journey continues with every small choice you make.